Roll for luck. 8. Hello and welcome everyone. It is me, TheLaval, also known as the Power Tool Duelist, back for you with the first deck profile of 2021. And as you might have guessed from that little intro there, today dice will play a crucial role. As you can see, I have Morphtronics in front of me, but this deck uses a couple of dice-related cards to extend its plays and get to the key cards of Morphtronics, which are of course also dice related. So let's cut it and get right into it. And first we are of course, just as always, talking about the main deck, which, just as any good Morphtronic list, starts off with 3 Morphtronic Cellphone. In attack position, you roll a 6-sided die, reveal that many cards from the top of your deck, and can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Morphtronic from those, ignoring summoning condition. In defense, you just look at the cards. Great guy. I've talked about this guy, I think, 3 times already, 4 times already. I think this is the 5th time. But I cannot stress how amazing this guy is, and you definitely want to max out on this guy if you decide to run Morphtronics. Next up, of course, his partner in crime, Morphtronic Smartphone. Also 3 of. While in attack position, roll a 6-sided die, just like Cellphone. Reveal that many cards, add a Morphtronic card from those to your hand. Great effect. In defense, you can stack those revealed cards in a order you like on top of your deck. And the best part about this guy also is that he's a level 1 tuner that you can special summon by banishing a Morphtronic from your graveyard, which is amazing. You can see me basically just breezing through these Morphtronics because I want to get to the spicier parts. Then we still run 3 Morphtronic Scopen. Just a level 3 tuner that, while in attack position, enables you to once per turn special summon a level 4 Morphtronic from your hand, but that gets destroyed during the end phase, which doesn't really matter if you use it for a synchro or in general an extra deck play. And also, while in defense, he counts as a level 4 tuner, which is kinda handy, to be honest. Then we play 3 Morphtronic Remote and another level 3 tuner that lets you, while it's in attack position, banish a Morphtronic monster from your graveyard and add a Morphtronic with the same level as the banished one from your deck to your hand, which is great. And while in defense, you can send a Morphtronic from your hand to the grave and add a Morphtronic from your grave to your hand with the same level as the discarded one. Then we get onto your non-tuners. We have 3 Morphtronic Staple. This guy is kind of cool. He's one of your better main deck buddies. One attack position, he can't be destroyed by battle, and the monster that destroys him loses 300, and also he's the only monster your opponent can target for attacks. But the best part is his defense position effect, because in defense position, he can't be destroyed by battle, and when he gets attacked, he switches to attack and switches an opponent's monster to defense, which means he, if you heartbreak, is kind of good setting first turn. But I wouldn't bet on it. Then just 3 Morphtronic Boom Boxen. While in attack, this guy can attack twice, and while in defense, he can negate an attack on a Morphtronic monster once per turn. He is also just here, just like Staplen, because he is a level 4 Earth, and he is good to have. Then, I think a card I have never shown in a Morphtronic deck profile on this channel, a playset of Morphtronic Lantron. Why Lantron? I tested with this deck, and initially I was running Vacuuman at 3, and not as 1 as I'm currently doing right now, because I am a religious defender of Vacuuman in every Morphtronic deck. But why Lantron? Lantron is a level 1 tuner, which is great. And that's basically about it. The cool part is that if you draw into this guy, you can still machine dupe him, take 2, make a platinum gadget, use that platinum gadget to get a level 4 out of your hand, and still go into TG Hyper Librarian, which is a ridiculous card, to be honest. So yeah, he's a new guy, but not really new. Came out 11 years ago or so, but you get what I'm saying. he's new in the sense of showing here on the channel. And then, just as I showed before, one Morphtronic Vacuuman. While in defense, you can equip this guy with a face-up attack position monster your opponent controls. Yeah, he's great. He's just fun to have, and I am a fervent defender of at least running one in a Morphtronic list. Going to your one-off power cards, we have the 1-for-1 to get a Cellphone out the deck. We have the Monster Reborn, just a Monster Reborn, I guess. And we have the Foolish Burial to send things to the grave, because we want to have direct access to them. Then, our main play enabler. 3 Machine Duplication. You have 3 targets. Your main target, of course, being Cellphone. What is also need to have is Remoten, because a Machine Dupe Remoten can be nice in certain situations as well. And also the Lantron, as mentioned. I didn't go over Lantron's effect that much, because Lantron's effects are mostly irrelevant, because in attack, he basically returns the effect damage you would take back to sender, and when he is destroyed by a battle and sent to grave, you take no battle damage for the rest of the turn while in defense, so don't mind that. But yeah, Machine Duplication, old, very old card, but very good in Morphtronics. Then, coming to the centerpieces of the deck. First of all, I talked about this card about a half a year ago, almost, when I was starting up this channel. And now it finally made its way into a deck. Diced Dice. Quick play spell came out in Rise of the Duelist last year. Lets you roll a 6-sided die. And if you're, just like I did, first try by the way, if your result is either 1 or 6, you can add a dice roll related card from your deck to your hand. And this is great. I don't need to tell you that it's great, because it lets you add Cellphone, it lets you add Smartphone. So you, in archetype, already have 2 great options for this search effect. I run a second card in this deck, which is Summon Dice. That gives you another good target for this effect. If you miss the dice roll and don't roll a 1 or 6, you roll a dice again. And if you roll a 1 or 6 on that second roll, you return this card to the hand. And if you roll a 2, 3, 4, or 5, you just return it to the top of your deck. Which is like you have at least a 2/3 chance to add Cellphone. And that's kind of cool. This is a very luck-based deck, so don't expect to win worlds with this. Then, as mentioned, we play the Summon Dice, of course, at 3 as well. Activate this card, pay 1,000 life points, and then you roll a 6-sided die, and depending on the roll, you execute one of the following effects. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you are able to, after this effect resolves, normal summon another monster, which is cool. It's another way to extend your plays. If you roll a 3 or a 4, you are able to special summon a monster from your grave, and 5 or 6 are the ones you want to avoid the most, because 5 or 6 enables you to special summon a level 5 or higher monster from your hand. I don't run any, so those 2 are kind of dead. But this is mostly a fun variant I put together just because I can. And I like having fun with my Morphtronics and trying out new things with them. So, with those out of the way, we get back to our normally scheduled program in the form of 3 Junk Box. Special summon a level 4 Lore Morphtronic from your grave. Simple as that. Great card, to be honest. Even if you lose the monster in the end phase. And then just capping off the main deck are 3 Morphtronic repair units. Equip spell, discard a Morphtronic, and special summon a Morphtronic from your grave, and equip this card to it. This is the one equip spell, and this is the reason why you still run Power Tool Dragon in this deck. So yeah, and on the topic of Power Tool Dragon, here he is. 3 of them. I run 3 because I just like this card and I just feel the need to always run 3 of my favorite card in the entire game because this guy is just amazing. He takes kind of a back seat in this role, which is why you probably can do without 2 of them and just with 1. But I just like Power Tool Dragon, so I run 3 even if it's not advisable. If you want some ideas for maybe other extra deck stuff, you can of course stop by generic stuff like Borisword and Appaloosa, and also include things like Cosmic Blazer or Cyber's Quantum, or just any extra deck monster you like. Extra decks are the most flexible part of any deck profile. I run 1 Shooting Quasar Dragon. I found myself rarely going into this guy, but you do go rather easily into this guy if you want to. This is currently more going first oriented and less going second, because I feel like with the added extenders, a more combo build-a-board heavy way is better, even if it's luck dependent. And yeah, Quasar Dragon, of course, being a once per turn Omni Negate by tributing himself, you can, of course, include the Shooting Star Dragon for one of the Power Tool Dragons, as mentioned. So yeah, the de facto Synchro boss monster is, of course, a great inclusion. And then we still have Infernoble Knight Emperor Charles. I just like this guy, so he's here. Just as mentioned, include any generic extra deck stuff you want. There's only a few things I would definitely advise, just like the 1 Power Tool Dragon, for searching your Morphtronic repair units. So Charles is cool, I like him and I like going into him, but in this deck he doesn't do as much as in my usual build, so you can swap him out for maybe the Shooting Star Dragon that you can summon off Quasar if he gets destroyed. Then I would advise playing generic negates. I do run 1 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon for monster negates. I run an FA Dawn Dragster for spell and trap negates. So those are that. I run a Stardust Charge Warrior because I have a premium gold rare one that I pulled in maximum gold last year. And also because he is a draw when you summon him, which is great. And he gets even better in combination with this guy, TG Hyper Librarian. A ridiculous card, to be honest. Because he turns Stardust Charge Warrior and Formula Synchron into Pot of Greed on summon, which is oof. A big oof, if you will. Just letting you draw a card every time you Synchro Summon is a hilariously overpowered effect, and probably the reason why this guy is deservedly at 1. And I can definitely see this guy going to 0 if we get a prevalent Synchro deck in the future. Then the 1 Echuria Beast. As I've mentioned in the World Championship 2009 Let's Play, locking your opponent out of spells is fun. So yeah, the Echuria Beast definitely a good inclusion in your extra deck. I run the 1 Old Entity Hester, just because the level 4 is kind of neat to go into, while maybe getting into another Synchro that lets you draw off Librarian. You can of course include things like Metal Marcher and all that good stuff here. So be creative. Something I would definitely advise on again is Formula Synchron. You can probably even run 2 of this guy. I just run the 1. Extra deck space is kind of tight when you are just like me and include 3 Power Tool Dragon into every Morphtronic list you build. But nobody is as special as me. So go ahead, run different Synchros, but Formula Synchron is definitely one I would advise running. Then the 1xyz, Levier the Sea Dragon. He's great, especially if you machine dupe Remoten, because you can machine dupe Remoten, make Platinum Gadget, use the last Remoten to banish a Remoten and search a Scopen, which you can put on the board with Platinum Gadget and use that Scopen to continue your plays. I think that was the right order of play. Machine dupe Remoten, make Platinum Gadget, summon Scopen, use Scopeman to bring a level 4 out, and then use Scopeman Remoten to go into this guy, use this guy to bring the Banish Remoten back. You can then use the effect of that Remoten again, because Morphtronic effects are not hard once per turn, which is fun. And then search for another Scopeman, so he is great for that situation. Then, as mentioned, the one Platinum gadget. This is probably still, after all these years, my favorite, one of my, if not my favorite Link monsters. Takes 2 machines and lets you once per turn special summon a machine monster that's level 4 or lower to a zone he points to, which is kind of great. He also has 2 downward pointing arrows, left, right. So he is cool for that. And then capping off the extra deck is Linkuriboh. Just turning a stray Smartphone, Cellphone, or Lantron into a Linkuriboh is always great. And yeah. This list was very similar to the Synchro Spam profile I uploaded last year, but in general, they function very similar. But this is just a dice roll related list. You can probably include more dice related cards if you want to, but I think the centerpieces should be the dice to grab other dice related cards from deck, and also the summon dice to extend your plays. Just use Hyper Librarian to draw into those things, use your cell phones and smartphones to grab your Morphtronics from deck, and then build a board. You can also adjust this probably for going second if you maybe include more cards like the Boreal Sword Dragon and the Cyber's Quantum Dragon, which are better at going second than going first. So yeah. This has been my dice combo Morphtronic list. Let me know in the comments down below what Morphtronics variant you might be experimenting with. I probably will do a video in the future where I go over most of the experiments I had with the deck. And yeah. So, thank you guys very much for watching. Just as always, I hope to see you guys again next time. Leave a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel if you want to get on board. And yeah, just thank you guys. And until next time, goodbye.